2018, paper 2. Family, section A.
Alternatives to marriage, such as several partnerships, means the family continues to change. Different cultures have different norms, so family structures and roles are diverse. For some, the family is still a patriarchal institution. A, what is meant by the several partnerships?
What is meant by the term civil partnerships?
Mm-hmm.
So when we talk about civil partnership, we're talking about relationship between two people that have the same gender.
Mm-hmm.
You get my point?
Yeah.
So, and they are registered, it's registered.
Yeah.
So a registered relationship between two partners that have the same gender. Yeah.
B, describe two ways feminists think the family is
patriarchal. Describe two ways feminists think the family is patriarchal.
Mm-hmm.
For feminists, we already know who feminists are. They are the ones who fight for the women's rights and making sure that the society is off patriarchal.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the reasons why the feminists still think the family is still patriarchal is one, the women, they still carry out most of the house chores.
Mm-hmm.
So that means the society is still patriarchal.
Yeah.
And two, most of the decisions, especially important decisions made in the family, are done by the men, especially for the financial decisions. So the men does financial decisions mostly. Men do the financial decisions mostly. So that means the family still belongs to the men.
Yeah.
That's why the feminists think society or the family is still patriarchal.
Okay.
It's clear.
Mm-hmm.
See.
Explain how family life can vary cross-culturally.
When we talk about cross-culture, it means things are happening in different forms.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So yeah, I said family life can vary cross-culturally due to the following reason. One, there are different forms of marriages. One, that's the first thing. There are different forms of marriage.
Mm-hmm.
So your culture, we have monogamy, we have polygamy, we have different kind of marriages. Mm-hmm. So that means each marriage has its own way. Yeah. So that is cross-culture. Mm-hmm. So that's the first point. There are different forms of marriage. Two, there are different forms of family in different culture. So we have a culture and there are different family in such culture. Mm-hmm. That is cross-culture. Do you get the point?
Yeah.
Okay. And there are different gender roles in different culture. So the role of a boy might be different in this culture than in that culture. So in different cultures, they have different roles for boys and girls. Yeah. So that is still called cross-culture. Is it clear?
Yeah.
Go to D.
Explain why there's a growth of joint
conjugal roles in modern industrial societies. When we talk about conjugal roles, it means both parents are sharing responsibility. Mm-hmm. Conjugal means separate, but now it's joint. That means those separate roles are now together. Mm-hmm. That is what the point is. Okay. So one of the reasons why we have joint conjugal roles in the industrial society or in the modern day society, in the modern day is that one, we have dual workers as partners. So mom is working, dad is working. Mm-hmm. So it means they have to share responsibility. Mm-hmm. Two, role of feminism. These days, women are aware of their rights in the family or in the society. So now they fight for a less patriarchal society. Yeah. So that brings about joint conjugal role. Mm-hmm. Is it clear?
Yeah.
The third one, labor-saving devices like technology. Technology has changed things. So with technology, there are different machines or household devices that you can use at home for chores. So, and it will be attractive to men to want to do it. Yeah. Not like men have to sweep or now they have some vacuum cleaner to do those things. So those household devices are attractive. So men might not see it as chores. And for women, these days, at work is more attractive to them. They don't have to lift things. Things are done technologically. So workplace is attractive to women now, and house chores is attractive to men.
Yeah.
Is it clear?
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
We go to E.
And the last one, sorry, the decline in extended family. Mm-hmm. We talked about it before.
Yeah.
It's the decline in extended family, which means that these days nuclear family is intact. Mm-hmm. So there's no extended family seeing through what the partners have to do.
The privacy.
Yeah, the privacy is there now.
Yeah. And to what extent are grandparents important to the family today? What type of question is this?
Yeah,
To
it's
what
family.
extent? Okay.
So
Yeah.
it's family. So when we talk about grandparents these days, like I said, grandparents are important to the family today in the following ways. One, dual worker parents. They are at work. The kids have to be taken care of. They don't want to get nannies to do that.
Yeah.
So the grandparents might, because they are not doing anything, the grandparents might
They take care of the kids.
take care of the kids, and that allows the parents to concentrate more at work.
Yeah, grandsons. Yeah.
So with increasing number of single parents these days, a lot of single parents are coming up, and grandparents just have to be involved to help take care of or nurture the kids left by those separated parents. 3, many grandparents pass on their wisdom and advice to their children, which helps them in the family.
Yeah.
This is, while I was like you, this is how I used to do advices and wisdom. That could keep hold the family.
Yeah.
Especially for the newly wedded couples. And the last one I wrote, grandparents can act as a role model to their grandchildren.
Role model.
To grandchildren now. And that brings up the family.
That brings up the family. A successful family.
Is it clear?
Very
Any question about that?
Yeah. The group of 2.
Yes.
Education. Different social groups vary in their educational achievements, while their policies and
hold on, please. Let me just read this. Thank you.
Okay.
Different social groups vary in their educational achievement, while there are policies and initiatives to promote equality and social mobility. They do not help everybody. For some, education does not improve a person's life chances. For some, that's opinion. So the first question says, what is meant by the term social mobility? Social mobility is the movement of people, individuals, from the up or down the social ladder or the social hierarchy. You're getting big, you're richer now, you're in the middle class, you're in the upper class. That's what we're talking about. I think social mobility is clear.
Yep.
And according to functionalists, they believe that education, because education is meritocratic, that means education is based on merits. It allows you, it empowers you to move the social ladder, up the social ladder. We're going to talk about it later anyway. I think you understand what social mobility is.
Yeah.
So go to B.
Describe 2 ways that schools partially control
pupils, students.
Sociology terms. I'm still not used to them.
You get it, all right. So one of the ways in which schools control pupils are, one, through well, what do I write? I said through, the first one I wrote is through hidden curriculum. And for the hidden curriculum, we're talking about ideological control. Like, they give them ideas to use. Schools does that. They help you with different ideas. They come up with different projects that will allow you to be responsible. That's number 1. You get it?
Yes.
Number 2, I wrote through informal social control, such as giving warnings. They warn you are doing the wrong thing. They warn you. Oh, this is the first warning. The second warning, after the third one, you're out of the school. They warn you. That's another informal social control. Positive discrimination. Yeah. Okay. No, I wrote 2. That's all about that.
Okay.
So go to question C. Yeah. Question C.
Explain how positive discrimination can improve the educational achievement of some social groups.
For positive discrimination, these are ways of encouraging students to be encouraging pupils to be able to achieve in school. So I said positive discrimination can improve the educational achievements of some social groups in the following ways. Number 1, bursaries and scholarship. Bursaries are just a way of helping you financially, not scholarship. Scholarship means they're going to help through your educational year. But for bursaries, we get it in school too, because you're part of a social group, or maybe an minority ethnic group. You get this amount of money, or because you belong to this group, you get this amount of money to help you in your education, maybe to get your books or stuff like that. That's bursary. Okay, so bursaries and scholarships are given to those kids from ethnic minorities or those that are socioeconomically deprived. So they have material deprivation. So with bursaries and scholarship, it moves them, it encourages them to want educational achievements.
Yeah.
2, some universities and private schools now set quotas to allow those from the ethnic minorities or those that are deprived financially to be able to be enrolled in school.
Yeah. We go to
Yeah, we go to which one now?
D.
D, yes.
Explain why education is necessary in modern industrial society.
Is that D, sorry?
Yeah. It's D.
Education, yeah, thank you. All right. Education. They said, explain why education is necessary in the modern industrial society. Now we're talking about the importance of education. So the first thing I talked about was socialization. Because with education, education integrates people in the society. Yes or no?
Yeah.
You know, through education, you go to school. And school is a secondary socialization. So that means it encourages integration and tolerance. Did you get the point or not? Are you with me?
Yes.
Okay. So I wrote socialization. That's the first point, socialization. This enables the children to learn the values and norms in the society. And not just to learn it, they reinforce it. They make it empirical. That means they use it.
Yeah.
Okay. The second one, I talked about knowledge. Learn more and understand further. That's what education will do. The third one I talked about is social control. For social control, education allows you to understand your place, your position in the society, and also makes you to conform in the society. Is it clear? Is it clear, please?
Yes.
And the last one I wrote about is according to the functionalists. I said that earlier. I said functionalists said education is meritocratic, which means if you are well educated and you have merits with a certificate, it gives you the opportunity to get a good job, a better job, and that moves you ahead or moves you up the social ladder. That means moves you above where your class is. That's why education is important. Is it clear?
Yeah.
Go to
A.
Okay.
To what extent do social factors such as gender determine an individual's educational achievement?
So when we talk about social factors like gender, gender, we already know what gender is, right? So I said social factors such as gender may determine the individual educational achievement based on the following reasons. One, in some cultures or developing countries, boys are more likely to be educated than girls. As a result, boys will have success in education than the girls. That's the first point. You get the point on it?
Yeah.
2, boys are more likely to join anti-school subculture. Boys are likely to join anti-school subculture, which means joining anti-school subcultures might deprive them of sound education, might make them to boycott classes, and that allows girls to do better in education. You get the point?
Yeah.
The third one, negative peer pressure. Boys are likely to succumb, are likely to give up to peer pressure than girls. And by so doing, they might not be able to concentrate in classes and make them to perform poorly. Do you get it?
Yeah.
Girls do have negative peer pressure too, but it's not that much as boys. So girls can still go on with it and still concentrate in class, but might be difficult for boys too, because boys have to conform.
Yeah.
Okay. And the next one I wrote was about more positive role models for girls these days. So girls have a lot of role models. Yeah. Oh, the United Nations, the chairperson in the United Nations is a woman. Oh, the World Trade Organization, the WTO, it's a woman. It's a Nigerian. Yeah. Ngozi Iweala. It's a Nigerian. That's a woman. She could be a role model. Yeah. So these days there are different women in top positions that are becoming role models for girls. And these, motivate girls to do well and perform well in education.
Yeah.
And the last one I wrote is about the industrial societies. Girls do better these days in examinations than boys. And this could be as a result of masculinity culture. Oh, we have the lads here. Yeah. So they form not to be serious. Do you get it? They form not to be serious, and this affects their examination.
Their examination.
Is it clear?
Very clear.
Any question about that? Well,
We're done.
oh yes.